the good old Dust2. We all know it, we all love and hate it, basically at the same time. It's the most played map in CSGO competitive for ages. And on the other hand, we also have Mirage. The map that's most likely the easiest one to learn at the beginning. It's the most played one whenever I queue for anything. What if we mash those two together? Is it gonna be like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Or is it gonna taste horrible? Let's find out in today's video where we played Durage. Durage was announced by the user of door privileges on Reddit on New Year's Eve 2020. This project was only in development a few days, and very early on in January then we got the official workshop link so we could play it on our custom server in our Discord, where we also host on a weekly basis custom server events in CSGO. If you want to join us for future events like we had happen this week already again, just go to discord.weaponofnoise.com, join the Discord server, hang out, let's chat about CSGO skins, but also maps that you maybe want to play on a server with friends together. So Durage takes the A point of Mirage and the A point of Dust2. That is quite already very interesting, and it gets even better when you see where it actually mixes in the middle. Let's start first with the A long side of Dust2. It's just as you know it, only with a minor detail. If you take a look at the middle, we have already the path to A short, just as we know it from Dust2. But additionally, because this is Mirage, the tunnel area of Mirage also now leads towards A long from Dust. That opens up, of course, another entry point or exit point, depending on how you view it, so the T's could first storm to the Dust side and then go through tunnels to the Mirage side of the map. And even that is not the end where it actually gets mixed up. If you take a look at the A side of Dust, there's another doorway where usually this CD spawn will be. There is a ladder where actually market is, or kitchen, or whatever you want to call it, from Mirage. And not only that is there, where it leads to CT, there's another exit point, again, as we saw already, which would be, you know, the Dust A short pathway. So there's a lot of entry and exit points from Dust as well. And if we take a look closer over to the Mirage side of the map, it sort of gets easier to understand again. Because here the maps sort of aligned themselves a little bit better. So the entry points to Mirage are actually not that complicated yet. You start again from the T-spawn here and go all the way to the left, of course, where you would go normally. There's a palace side, and of course what we have here already in the under section of T-ramp. Sadly, we couldn't use the smokes because this wall was just too high. But other than that, it's just as we usually see it. All the placements are here, and you could go either through T-ramps or, of course, a palace. The biggest key difference here is, though, on Mirage A side, these two boxes are too high. You can't jump on them as you would do normally, so the CTs could boost themselves very early on into palace. So that's a missed opportunity. Right, so how does the map play then? Well, first off, what we played was a different version of competitive. We played the PUG or PUG mod for, of course, regular Counter-Strike servers. This means that we actually had a knife round first instead of just going at it. Also, we had team captains, we had, you know, captains pick team members, and we also learned a lot about our friends. Like, wow, some are like really, really good in CSGO. They're like basic rank 9, and there's like a potato like me who's like, you know, overranked MGE that should be silver 4. Let's just say what it is. I have almost not played at all in the Christmas break, but it's still fun to get together because it doesn't matter in the end, right? So it's just a custom map. There's no matchmaking. We had actually get together with 10 people all together, and it was great. Weird, but not so great. There were some exploits we found. For example, at the Mirage side, you can actually jump on the wooden part from connector, and you can't really do the jump here from window over to A short from Dust. Yeah. At least the jump from the bench over into Mirage window again, that works, but you know, not one of the most important ones that we played. Overall, on the T side, the experience was quite interesting. We barely were able to make ground in the beginning when we tried to go for the Mirage side. And you would think as T we actually have an advantage, because as the map usually gets played both on Dust and on Mirage, the A sides both have the most CTs, at least so far as I know. Usually there's, like in my games, 3 people go to Dust A, one on long, one stays on side, and one pushes through short maybe. One goes over to B and, calls out if they needs help, and one plays middle. That's Dust2. On Mirage, we usually also send 3 people on A, 1 in window to check on mid, and 1 to go on the B side. Since there is just no B side where we would have only 1 player basically calling out for a retake, we had a lot of CTs just being everywhere. And I feel like if we would have switched teams in the beginning, this first match could have went a little bit different. Because we actually got very stomped on T side, and the CTs, where most of the higher ranked players were, they really got us quite well, I have to admit. So technically, since this is still a new map and you don't really have working alignments, we almost were unable to even get fully into the sides as Ts. Of course, playing more and more of the map and repeat it over and over again would basically sharpen our skills to go on the side. But sadly, we only played 1 map because we only had time for 1. Yet again, there's an invitation just to go to my Discord and join up, so we have more people that are interested in these events, and we can play more rounds than just 1 map. Other than that, I feel like we should change one thing, especially in the center of the map. Especially going on Dust side here, there's so many points you have to watch if you try to defend the bomb once it's been planted. It's really hard to know where you should look. Timing is a key factor. There's a reason why if you go through Mirage for mid and push through the tunnels to go to B, you actually have to take a longer way. You go not just through tunnels that are on the side, you go back a little bit up the stairs and have to walk towards that direction again. It takes longer time than what it takes right now on Durage, and even there, on Mirage, you see if you enter the B side through the apartments, you have these windows here. You're a little bit more protected. If you rush through, there's a harder time for the protectors to shoot you. That's all just not a given right now on Durage, where just the Dust side is so open. Which is fine for Dust, but if it's on 2 sides here, it really changes the whole dynamic of the map and where you can rotate around towards. We have to rush in all the time and just hope that we get lucky with some placements of the smokes that still work as we are used to, or it really messes up everything else. At least from a T-Slate perspective, I personally felt like while we knew what we were doing, we knew where we needed to go, all the memory that we have built up in recent days, and hours of course, of playing the game, just didn't fully work anymore. So sadly, I think while it's cool, this map still needs a lot of refinement, better clipping, and of course it would be really cool to minimize the map a little bit more, give a little bit less spots to look wherever you are. Overall, I think though, I can really encourage this project to go on, maybe make it your own. You have a layer that's sort of interesting, you need to refine it a little bit, and then maybe it's worth it even saying goodbye to the whole idea of, hey, this is Dust and Mirage together. It's fine to, have a creative route where, hey, these are the elements on the map that work well, but maybe it's worth also going a bit outside of the box again. Not just mash 2 maps together just because it's a fun idea. Maybe it would be worth to even extrapolate even more, go further beyond these points that we already know and make it your own. I don't know if there's even plans to continue on with that map, but as an idea, I personally felt like it was nice to play, and it was a great chance to come back again with my own community and the people that I play with and like to play with, of course, to experiment a brand new map they've not seen yet over the thousands of hours we saw on matchmaking. Usually I would say if you want to play this map, you can just join my server that's linked in the description down below, but we have already passed a few weeks since we played this map, so this is not available anymore. There's a new set of maps already on the server right now, and these are night versions of old maps that we know from CSGO. So if you want to play them, sure, check it out. Deathmatch is currently active. Find your friends together, just connect to the IP. Server's ready 24/7. And again, if you want to join us for the next map testing session, where they also have already a new episode coming up, join us on discord.weaponofnoise.com. Thanks so much for watching, I hope you liked this video and this little insight, and I hope to see you in the next video again. Have a nice day and see you soon.